Welcome to Data Cloud Now, where we bring you the latest in all things data in business and industry. I'm currently at Snowflake Snowday, where I am delighted to be joined by their co-founder and president of product, Benoit Dageville, their SVP of product, Christian Kleinerman, and their SVP of AI, Sridhar Ramaswamy. Gentlemen, such a pleasure to be with you today.
Great to be here.
Yeah, great.
Christian, you just delivered the keynote here at Snowday. What were the key takeaways?
Lots of takeaways, but let me summarize the key takeaways. We continue to invest in helping our customers have an amazing data foundation, which probably the highlight out of the conversation was around governance and the introduction of Snowflake Horizon. We also deliver a number of incredibly exciting new capabilities to simplify the process of building AI experiences. And the last piece was an update on where we are on Snowflake as an application platform. And we're also very excited about the momentum that we have, and that one's for both partners as well as customers.
It's an exciting next chapter for Snowflake. One of the announcements you made was the Powered by Snowflake Fund program. Why is this so important to Snowflake, Christian?
It's a testament of the excitement that the investment community, venture capitalists, have for what we're doing. Like the announcement is a number of VCs and Snowflake are setting aside $100 million to fund startups that will build Snowflake native apps. And we're in a funding environment where money doesn't come as easy as a few years ago. And that says there's a number of folks, and of course us at Snowflake we do, that believe in the potential to create entire companies, entire businesses, leveraging the distribution and integration with Snowflake as an application platform. That's why it's so significant.
It's all happening here at Snowday. Thank you, Christian. Benoit, I want to take a step back and look at the data cloud more broadly. How does its ease of use allow developers to do more faster?
Yeah, that's a great question. So there are two parts of ease of use, right? There are all the capabilities that we are building, and we are expanding this capability dramatically. And it's all about, making each capability really easy to use. That has been, number one, Snowflake, such that you can really, as a developer, accelerate your developments. And for us, what matters is really the time you start developing an application and the time this application can hit, your customers or your audience. And we want to shrink that time as much as possible. So having each of these capability really easy to use is key. But not only that, right? It's not, each individual aspect of Snowflake. It's also the combination of it as how they are integrated. Because then as an application developer, when you develop an app, you need, many capabilities that needs to work together. You need, to store your state and manage, transactional data. And then you need to also have, historical data. You need to stream data in. You need to leverage, AI capabilities. And all these different, capabilities have to work very well together so that you don't need to move as an application data from one place to the other to use them. You have really these capabilities at your fingerprints, and it's all about, speeding up, development of your application. So, with Snowflake, I really believe in our, days, you can develop amazing application and have this application really used by your users, and we are also working a lot on life cycle of this application, on observability, such that not only you can develop them, really quickly, but you can, manage the life cycle of these applications, support them, monitor them, upgrade them, really as easily. And Snowflake, we want to take everything, we want to take that complexity away from development. Such that what matters at the end of the day is how powerful is your application, not all the nuts and bolts. So that's where the magic of Snowflake is really going to help application development.
Thank you for those insights, Benoit. Sridhar, we've seen everything this year, especially the increased adoption of Gen AI in LLMs. As you look out on the following year, what's top of mind?
Well, 2023 has indeed, as you point out, been the year of generative AI, where it's now like everybody understands what it is. Pretty much we have tried out ChatGPT even if you don't use it every single day. at Snowflake, our first goal in AI this year was to make it available to run on top of Snowflake, keeping all the benefits of Snowflake, which is, all data is together without silos. The investments that you made in security and governance all continue to be. Cortex is really a big step forward in saying, using AI within Snowflake is as easy as calling any other SQL function. So that's like a baseline. And we also built a bunch of products on top of this technology to almost illustrate what is possible. So I think of these as foundational steps. Obviously, we need to get these to public preview and to GA as quickly as possible. And I think in today's world, these need to be in months, not in quarters. But beyond what we announced today, I think there's a lot of exciting stuff to be done, whether it is fine-tuning models so that every customer, for example, can have their own fine-tuned model that's been fine-tuned on top of the data that they have in Snowflake, or other things like releasing models that that can do API calling so that you can build applications using these models so that the AI now acts as a glue. You don't even have to see that it is underneath. You talk to an application, it knows what to do underneath. These are all things that we are actively working on, actively working to release. I think AI is going to be a big accelerator for Snowflake, but in a very nice and complementary way. It doesn't replace all the hard work that you have to do with your data, but I think it's going to amplify what you can do with that data.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for having me at Snowday, an exciting next chapter for Snowflake.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
And for the audience watching, I'm Ryan Green with Data Cloud Now. I'll see you soon.